Hey guys. So before we start, let me waste 3 seconds of your time. So what do you think? That is my attempt to make my own jingle. Though that is not sounds nothing like a jingle. I don't even know how to make one. But recently someone gave me like feedback on my podcast. They're like, hey, I listened to you a lot, it kind of helped me, yada yada. They're like, it made me feel less alone, and it made me feel really good. I love receiving feedback on anything that I do. It doesn't really matter. I like hearing about myself. So I heard that and they're like, you should make a jingle. And I was like, I don't know how to make a jingle. And they're like, it doesn't have to be good, just do something. And then I went and asked my friends. I was like, what sound do you associate me with? And so they said this and that. So there was like a parrot sound, cat purring, fire crackling, morning sunshine, bird chirping sounds, a doorbell. And someone said a doorbell. And then I got a few more. So what I did was I took all these sounds from YouTube and I merged them together. And that's what you heard. So yeah, I'm sorry. But it is what it is. I don't know if it's staying, but I don't know. Anyways. Hey, welcome back to episode 15 of this, of Crackaholics. Welcome. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing great. So, today is July 19th, and it is the 3rd anniversary of me starting this thing. I started it off as Indian Crackers, and then I changed it. Now it's Crackaholics. In 2019, I started it. My goal was to post once a week. But of course, episode 15, 3 years later, that's like 5 episodes a year on average. So that didn't happen. And there's a reason for it. And let's talk about it. So today's topic is about motivation in general. Okay? So I think we all struggle with it. At least most people I know I do, struggle with the general concept of motivation, finding them, staying motivated. So let's talk about this situation, me recording a podcast. Okay. I started off really motivated to record, talk, edit, and post every week because I was motivated. And then I just lost the motivation. So I only did it when I felt like it. I only recorded an episode when I had the motivation to do so. And this is because I didn't have the discipline to sit down and record once a week and post once a week. Okay, we'll get onto self-discipline later on. But the point here is motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. You can have a motivation to do a certain thing, and that motivation, drink water, sip water every time I say motivation. Let's stay hydrated, all right? So that motivation is going to disappear within minutes, hours, or days. Okay? Motivation is like that. It's like a passing wind. For some people, it stays for a long time. For some people, it doesn't. So my point is, what was I going to say? Right, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, and there's nothing we can really do about it. Really, it genuinely in my opinion, I may be wrong. There's nothing you can do to like keep staying motivated. I think that comes to self-discipline. Okay, that comes to working hard. Now let me tell you a little story. No, something. It's a research done in Columbia University in 1998. Okay, so in this research, what this researcher did was she took a group of students. I think they were kids. Again, I can't remember because I read this a long time ago when I was like, I don't know what I was doing. Anyways, I read this a long time ago. So she took a group of kids. She gave them I'm pretty sure it was a she. She gave them, if I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. She gave them a puzzle of sorts to do. And then after they completed the puzzle, no matter how badly or well they did, she would say you got an A+. And then afterwards, she split that group of children into 2. And then to one of them, she told them, you did well, you got an A+ because you're smart. Okay, and then to the other group, she said, you did well because you worked hard. And then after that, after she told them that, there was another activity that kids had to go through. So it was a few levels of like puzzles or games. And then the conclusion, the results of that study was that the kids that were told that they're smart did spend most of their time doing the easier puzzle. Like there was like easy, medium, hard kind of puzzles, I think. And the kids that were told they were smart did spent more time on average on the level 1 puzzle, let's say the easy puzzle, than the harder ones. And then after a while, they lost motivation. They didn't do much. So they spent less time and they did the easier one. And afterwards, when asked if they had fun, the kids were like, nah, not really. And the other group, the group that were told that they got an A+ because they worked hard, they spent more time with the harder puzzle. And overall, they had fun while doing it. So the conclusion of the interpretation of this was that when you tell the kids that they're smart, it sounds like they have whatever they do comes from, it's like circumstantial. Hey, I couldn't do it and it wasn't fun because I wasn't that smart. They're like, they blame something else. It's like, I can't control my smartness now, can I? Like that. So they blame themselves and they just give up. And the other group of kids, they're like, I worked hard for this, so I will keep doing it. It's my effort that made me get this. So I will keep putting in effort as much as I can to achieve what I want. Right? So what can we take away from this? Is that if you believe that everything is in your control, and if you stop blaming, like, for example, you have to go here for this thing, and you're like, oh no, the weather. Oh no, traffic or whatever, the external things. Like, that's not, in a sense, valid, because those are the things that you can't control them, yeah, but you can still get to what you want to do, unless it's like completely inevitable, which is not what we're focusing on here. So it's you having the discipline to do it. Like, I will work hard to get what I want. Why? Because it's something that I want. If you want it, you go get it, right? Of course, easier said than done. Coming back to me doing this, I have the motivation for like 3 weeks. I actually have 2 more episodes that I have lined up. I recorded one of it. It was about mental health that I've not posted because I was unsatisfied. It took so much energy to record it, and I was like, I hate this. It was 40 minutes long. I hate it. So I was like, I'm going to re-record it in the future. I still haven't. And the other one was about my fitness journey / body recomposition thing, which I'm really excited to talk about. I really, really want to talk about, but I just don't want to sit and talk about it. Does that make sense? I think it does. I hope it does. I'm blabbering. So I have the motivation. Even today, I was like, oh, it's July 19th, 3rd anniversary. I should get something out. Not that it matters. I don't have that many listeners, like possibly like 100. Wait, that's a lot. Never mind. Thank you for listening. So where was I going with this again? Right. So I still do lack the discipline to like say, hey, let's do this. Sit down and record this. I still lack the discipline, and I admit that. That's it is what it is. Actually, it's not it. I shouldn't say that. Now that is not what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to say, the self-discipline comes in when I set a schedule and I sit down. Even if I don't record an episode, I show up. Let's say you want to start working out. Again, the reason why I'm doing this entire thing, I should have mentioned that at the start, is because the mental health and the weight loss fitness journey relates a lot to motivation and discipline. So I thought this would be a great episode to start on first, because it's easier to talk about and I don't really need much of a script and to integrate into the next few episodes. So let's say, for example, working out. So I've been working out for almost a year now, and I would consider myself a pretty fit person. I think. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, don't judge me, but I'm probably not fit compared to fit people, but I'm fitter than most people, if that makes any sense. So the thing that I've developed like really good discipline when it comes to working out. a number of times a week. So even if I don't want to work out, if on that day I have no motivation, I don't want to work out, I'm too lazy, all I do is I'm like, let's just show up. If depends if I'm going to the gym or if I'm working out at home. I do work out at home a lot. And it's all the showing up at home is like just changing into my workout clothes, changing into my gym clothes. And then I just sit there. And usually like 95% of the time, I end up working out. Because I'm just like, it's my everyday routine. I just do it. That's what you call self-discipline. And if I don't want to work out, I don't. That's a different story. But just showing up. For example, this podcast. If I want to establish discipline, is I would set a time in my week, an hour, let's say, and I would say, let's just show up. Let's just turn on the mic. Oh, also I got a new mic. I hope that's good. I got because yes, I'm a mess. So I would just plug in my mic, turn on the audio recording software, and let's just show up. That would be me establishing a discipline, a routine, and eventually it'll be a thing that I follow, and then it'll be like a self-discipline thing, which I have not established yet. I haven't done that yet. That's why episode comes out like once every few months, because of this. So again, what a ramble, right? I'm not staying on track. My point is motivation is not going to help you. If you want to do something, let's say whatever it is that you want to do, and I'm guilty of this. I just explained how I'm bad at this, like staying disciplined. But I do know how to do it. It's a step-by-step process. Okay. So when you want to do something, you want to start something, do something, it's to establish a routine that you can possibly stick to, like that's sustainable, depending on how long this thing that you want to do is, and show up. And I'm gonna try to integrate this into my podcast. Hopefully, I'm hoping at least once every 4 weeks something comes out. I'm hoping. So it's time for me to establish this for this thing. What? For Crackheadaholics. Okay. So it's time that I established a proper routine for this. And one of the factors that you need to consider when you're doing anything, why are you doing that? Like, if you can figure out a strong why to whatever that you're trying to do, it's gonna help a lot. Like the reason I'm doing this, the reason I started this podcast was because I wanted to talk, and I like talking. And I was like, hey, if I do this, I can just talk to myself, and people can hear me talk, and I enjoy it most of the time. And that is not really a strong why. Genuinely, I don't have a strong enough why. That's my problem right now for this thing. So establishing a strong why, because sometimes I just don't like to talk. I just want to keep quiet. So, that hinders me. So finding a strong why for whatever you're doing, if you want to lose weight, if you want to, I don't know. What do people want to do? I don't know. So if you want to start reading more or again, I can't think. So it's like finding a strong why. Why do you want to do it? I encourage writing it down on a piece of paper or on your phone or whatever, to put it into existence, to a sense. It's not just existing in your head. The why that you have is not in your head, but it's like physically out there now, written somewhere. So find a strong why, and you're probably able to start. The starting part. Starting problems. Your engine is probably rusty. You need to start. You need to warm up a little bit. That's the hard part. And once you get get in the car. Am I talking about get in the car? It's probably once it warms up, it's gonna be okay. So finding your strong why. I would strongly encourage people to find their strong why. Again, we'll talk about my fitness journey, because that includes a lot of self-discipline, motivation, and having whys. So that would be in the future. But yes, find a strong why. Write it down. You don't have to do it straight away, but maybe if you can write it down on a sticky note, stick it on your wall where you can see it every day, maybe it will help. It's you finding small ways like this to help you if you're serious about what you want to do. Yeah. If I can monetize this podcast and earn money from it, that would be a good why for me, but I can't because not enough people listen to me. So yeah, if I had that, it would be a good reason. It would be a strong why. But we'll establish that. I am hopefully gonna take the step. Trying to start that engine. And it's a step-by-step process. Like I said, first is understanding that motivation is not what you need. It's a good thing. Motivation is amazing. But it's not what you need. What you need is self-discipline. So once you understand that, you'll be able to move on to the next steps easier. So the next step would be, like I said, writing down, finding your why, and then establishing a routine, and then just showing up to this routine. And then it'll be a flow, and then you'll find your own flow, and then you'll probably stick to it. Hopefully. I mean, that's the goal here, right? So you probably stick to it. I'm guilty of it as well. I should start doing this. I should start doing things properly. Anyways, yeah. So finding motivation is genuinely a hard thing. I'm pretty sure everyone can relate. Oh, you have an assignment due, but you don't want to do it. Why? Because you don't have the motivation. So motivation shouldn't be the biggest driver. It's discipline. And it's like everyday tasks. Oh, I'm not motivated to do my laundry. I'm not motivated to do that, do this and do that. Sometimes you just have to do it because, you have to survive. You can just, it's also a topic about mental health, because if your mental health is poor, it might not help you with anything. Self-discipline will be hard. Establishing a routine will be hard. And getting motivation, finding motivation, staying motivated is gonna be hard. And I know that because I was there too. Again, future topic, future podcast about mental health. We'll get there. But I hope you got something out of my blabber today. However, I did ask my friends and on my Instagram about how people stay motivated. And I got a few really good answers. Different people, different kind of thought process. So let's do this. Let's read some of them. One person said, pretending like I have already achieved my goal so that I can fake it till I actually make it. What do you think about this? Again, everything I'm giving here is just an opinion. It's not that any of this is wrong or right. It's just an opinion. People have different kind of ways of thinking. So this is just my thoughts. Okay. So I don't know about this because I've never actually done this. I say the word fake it. I say the phrase fake it till we make it a lot, but I don't think I've ever actually followed it. It's just not something that works for me. If it works for you, that's good. So if you can imagine yourself or pretend that you're at your destination already, and if that helps you, if that helps you visualize and motivates you to get where you want to be, actually that's really good. If you're able to do that kind of imagination, if you're able to imagine yourself in that scenario, okay. Someone else said all the wasted tear. I don't really understand what this means. I think what they're trying to say is their motivation is all the tears that they have shed before. I think. I want to say that your tears, being emotional, you crying is never a waste. Generally, you crying is a good thing. So be proud. If you're a crier, be proud of it. Don't be afraid to show emotion. Okay, that's because why? I don't know. I had a train of thought, but it left. But it's okay. Your tears are not wasted. It made you who you are now, even though it may not be ideal. But yes. But guess what? Let's move on. I'm blabbering again. Someone else said, in terms of work or task, if I dislike doing it, I will finish it to the point I feel less annoyed or irritated. So their motivation is to do the thing they have to do so that they don't have to feel annoyed by it afterwards. Like if they don't do it, they'll be annoyed. So they do it so they don't have to be annoyed. Actually, good strategy, just getting Why is my English so bad today? Getting it over with. Yeah, getting it over with, let's just do it and it'll be over. No, wait. Do it and it'll be over. What? Oh my God, the word I'm looking for is out of the way. So, doing it, it'll be out of the way and you'll feel better. Right? This is a good thing. I really like this because I think I do it too most of the time. I'm like, especially like dishes. I live alone, so I have to do my dishes. No one else is gonna do it. When I lived at home, usually my sister or my mom would like wash then everything. So it's a good thing. I'm like, sometimes I'm like cooking and like I just want to eat and then do the dishes, and I'm like, I'll just leave it there for a day. That ends up like that. So I'm usually like, I put the food aside, let it cool down. Let me just do it so I don't have to deal with it later. Yeah, good one. And the same person said, other than that, if I don't do things, I won't survive this life. I get this. I get it. It's also what I mentioned like earlier on. Is some things you just have to do it. Even if you don't have the motivation, you just have to do it because it's a part of life. Like eating and cleaning your room and being hygienic, like things like that. You just have to do it, and that's also not a bad thing. So, I mean, of course, it would be nice if you don't have to think of it as a burden. Like if you think about it like that, it feels like a burden to do. Of course, ideally, you don't want to think that, but sometimes it is what it is. You just have to think about it like that. And if it works, it works. Yeah. Someone else said, I try to look as cute/slay as I can so people can compliment me. I like knowing I look cute while doing shit. I think this is motivation for something specific. What is it? Motivation to do anything but look cute while doing it. So her motivation is to get compliments, like a potential compliment I'm interpreting it all wrong. No, yeah, potentially receiving compliments, doing whatever that she's doing. So that is her motivation. So that's fine too. People, this might, in my eyes, it is pretty shallow. But then again, I do it too. I sometimes want to do this because I want to look cute. I think. Have I ever done that? But it is valid. Yeah. And someone else said, what did they say? Let me put it last. Seeing results. Okay, this is also something that I thrive off. Okay, seeing results. Let's say you are, again, I always come back to working out because I work out. And I've seen results. I'm like, I'm seeing results, so let's keep going. And this person who said this also works out, so I think that's what they meant. So yeah, when you put effort into something and it pays off, it's a good motivation. It makes you keep going. Why? Because you're gonna get better at it, and you're probably gonna get better results, right? So that's good. Whatever, that is provided that whatever you're doing gives results. In the short term. If you're doing something that'll take years to give results, it might not completely be applicable. Does that make sense? Yes, it does, I think. Anyways, yes, seeing results. That's a good source of motivation because I thrive off that too. And someone else said, it is doing something, doing whatever, and having a potential... what's the word that I'm looking for? Potential, getting something for it, like doing this thing and potentially I can get this because I did that. Having a potential, what's the word not compensation, what's the word? Return? Anyway, but I think you get what I mean, like doing this and potentially I'll get that, for example, helping someone, not expecting something in return, but like potentially, that someone will help you back in the future, right? Like potential returns. It's like investment. And for this person, that is their motivation. And again, to end on, motivation is important. Of course, it usually kickstart things. Whatever you're trying to do, it gives it a kickstart. But discipline and reasons, like your whys, are what's going to make you stay on that path. If you don't have it, you're going to stop. You're going to forget about it. Yeah. So finding your strong why. So I want to end it there. I hope this was helpful. I will come back soon with the fitness and mental health episode. Hopefully, I usually have to write script for that because it's a complex thing. But I am terrible at recording my podcasts with scripts. Like, I'm terrible at it, but I need to. Like, this is not scripted. This is completely me just talking, which is easier. But I'll come back. So if you listen till this point, I am grateful. So thank you so much. And if you have any feedback that you want to give me, please, like, you can hit me up on my Twitter. Just slide into my DMs or my IG and tell me what you think. Or, if you want me to improve on this or that, please let me know. I love hearing it. So thank you. I'll see you on the next. Come on, I just speak. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.